In today's video, we will neuter Captain, with whom despite taking all the cautions, we had a small complication. But fortunately, nothing serious. We also took the opportunity to take Candy to the vet, who had a checkup to see that she was okay, but above all, to start a treatment to suppress the creation of breast milk, since there were no more puppies to feed, and if we didn't, she could suffer from mastitis. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Picking up where we left off in the last video, which was the adoption of Cookie, who Captain was very patient with, as you can see in these images. Now it was time to take Candy to the vet to stop her generation of breast milk, but it was also time to neuter Captain. So we all got in the car and headed to the hospital for a double visit.
Ace my test, I guess that I'm the best. I guess that I'll be better when the beds are rest. I just can't get over this bar upset, so I'm gonna take this bar and roll it off.
Since Captain is a doggy already of a certain age, well, we estimate that he is between 10 and 12 years old, we couldn't just take him to neuter without some preliminary tests and see how everything was going. So that will be what our visit today will consist of, plus a general checkup.
I hope you feel better about these cards today. Look around and tell me what you see. Is it a man or is it the same old me? I keep marching forward with a smile.
They took Captain to do the blood extraction, and meanwhile we continued with Candy, which we could verify that she was well loaded with milk. Of course, 2 months feeding 8 puppies, each fatter than the other. Well, her body was used to generating a lot of milk, so we had to address this matter urgently.
I could feel my soul. Oh, I was
Entonces se lo dan acá, ya me la conozco. Estoy aquí.
Before even finishing Candy's consultation, Captain was returning to us, and we now had to wait for the results of his blood test. They told us that Captain was quite well. There was no problem at all to perform the neuter, but we did have to take some precautions. We had to give him gabapentin before and after the surgery to avoid pain after the intervention, because to be neutered, he was going to have to lie in a position that is not favorable for his physical condition. And the gabapentin was going to help him to reduce this post-operative pain. And they also recommended us to do an ultrasound to be completely sure that there is no tumor or any other ailment or condition that can occur in elderly patients and that could put the operation at risk. So we hide the medication among delicious food that we know he loves, and we schedule a new appointment for the ultrasound the next day, which we will go to with Captain fasting, because if everything went well with the ultrasound, we will go into the surgery room at once to perform the neutering. The first thing they did was give him a good shave, and immediately we were going to see the doctor and starting the ultrasound. And it must be said that Captain was very cooperative, and it's clear that bed he was lying on, even I felt I would fall asleep. The guy was super comfortable.
Por ahí. Por la vejiga.
were there for a while looking at our captain's entrails, and fortunately there was nothing to worry about. Captain is very healthy despite his age and the bad life that the poor man must have led, and we had all the green lights to enter the surgery room. So Captain stayed in the hospital and we would eagerly await that call in which they told us that everything it turned out well and we could go pick him up. Because personally, any animal intervention continues to scare me, but when they are of a certain age, well, it scares a little more. Before continuing, let me remember that if you like what we do, you can give us a hand through our Patreon or PayPal, where you can help us on a one-time or on a monthly basis. Below in the description of the video, you will find the links. We would love to have our own proper space for doggies someday, but only with your help we can make it happen. Back at home, we continue with Candy's treatment that we had started the day before, and it must be said that this lady doesn't eat those pills easily. So we have to force her a bit, but hey, I'm not going to complain because the truth is that this precious dog is behaving very, very well. And well, we just received a call from the hospital. They called me before, just 3 hours ago, telling me that the operation was really good, and they just called me again to inform me that Capitan has recovered so well. He is already wake up and he is starting to walk, and well, he is ready. So I'm on my way to pick up him in the hospital and let's see how he is feeling. Just neutered 12 years ago from his born. Let's see. Between the fact that he was still a bit sleepy and what I told you before, the intervention, he has to be in a delicate position for a while, Captain walked not as steady as usual. He reminded me of the first days of physiotherapy when he literally began to walk, but they loaded us with a bunch of medications, among them gabapentin and artritaps, which will help him quickly recover that firmness that Captain already had when walking. And so much medication could not come without the proper stomach protectors, because what a drug bombing we were going to put our handsome man. Video, we will tell you how he did with so much medication, neuter recovery, and about the little problem we had, and for which we had to go back to the hospital on a couple of times. Like I said, nothing serious, so please don't worry. Thank you very much for joining us in one more video. Remember that you can also follow us on our Instagram, IDoCareCR. I hope you liked the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like what we do. And if so, I leave you here a couple of videos that probably you will like them too. I send you a big hug and see you very soon.